what is class? So where do you guys seen class anywhere before? So where we have seen a class, or uh, not talking about our session, you might gone through programming, right? So do you have seen anywhere in class? It's a main concept in so one of the main topic in one concept. Any guesses? Any idea?
It is an object um, used to followed by properties and methods.
Okay, but I'm asking. So, have you seen in some concepts? There is a one major concept in programming. So there, class is an important topic in it. So
Object
you all
oriented.
hear, yeah, object oriented programming. So class is one of the main topic in oops. And before moving on, I missed something in a function. Okay, I will complete that. Okay, so in class, sorry, in a function we have seen some reserved keywords. Have you remember that? What else we have seen in class? Sorry, function. Res- how many reserved keywords are we have seen in functions? How many reserved keywords? Just name it out.
From as
Pardon?
from as
From its
import.
module, right?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm talking about function.
Definition DEF.
Def.
Def, def we have seen,
Yes.
and then
Return.
return,
Yield.
yield, right? So I missed something, that is global. So global is one of the reserved keyword which we supposed to use it inside a function. Okay, I missed it. So that is a important stuff when before we move on to class, because we are going to relate with both the concepts simultaneously. So say for example, I'm going to say a is equal to 100. Inside my function, I'm going to say sum. My input, I'm going to return a plus int. Got it? So I have defined a is equal to 100. What it is? What it is?
Assignment statement.
Assignment statement. We have declared a variable, right? Variable declaration. It's a variable declaration. Equal is an assignment. It's an assignment operator. We are assigned a value into a variable, right? So this is called a global variable. Okay. The reason why we call it as a global variable, we define it outside. Whatever you define outside is called global variable. Okay, so it's not like other language. In other language, we're supposed to define this is a global kind of. Here we don't need to say that. So by default, whatever you have defined outside will be treated as a global variable. Okay, so there is a three types of naming namespaces in Python. One is a global, local, and built-in. Got it? So the top layer is built-in, and then a global, and then a local. So what is these three layers? Okay. So namespace is nothing but naming your variable. That's it. Okay. So what is built-in? What is global? What is local? That is we are going to talk about. What is built-in names? What is built-in names? Pardon?
All the reserved keywords.
Hello.
All the reserved keywords.
It is not a reserved keyword. Ashik, please turn off your mic.
ப்ரோ நம்ம டெஃப் யூஸ் பண்ணுவோம் ப்ரோ
Yes.
அது மாடியூல் தான் ப்ரோ யூஸ் பண்ணுவோம்
Def is for function, to define a function.
ஓகே
Okay.
ஓகே
So,
மாடியூல் கிரியேட் பண்றதுக்கு என்ன ப்ரோ
for module we are using import and from. So everything was documented. You can go through this. So here we have. So for modules we are using import from, as is a alias. It's not for module definition. We're using import and from alone. For function we're using def. Got it? So now, as I said, so Shiram, you told you something. Sorry, I forgot it. Built-in. You're actually talking. You said for the built-in, right?
Yes, built in.
Yeah. So what is built-ins? So built-in is nothing but a predefined variables. That's it. Predefined object. So we have predefined variable. That's it. It's actually going to refer some object. It can be a function. It can be a numeric. It can be any data types. Okay. Reserved keyword is different. Reserved keyword is means it's actually Python reserves a word to perform some static instructions like a for, if, and all. Okay, those are not built-in names. Built-in names are predefined variables. That's it. Okay, don't confuse with the reserved keywords and built-ins. Okay, so now we are going to talk about namespace. So namespace is not a reserved keyword. It is a built. It can be a built-ins. It can be a variable, global variable, and local variable. Okay, so in three different variable. First thing is built-ins. We all know that it's a predefined variable. That's it. Len. Len is a predefined function. That is built-in function, right? Similarly, like int and all to define. So it's integer data type. So it's all predefined. Okay, it's not a reserved keywords. Okay, you won't be able to use a reserved keyword like this. We need to maintain certain syntax, right? So reserved keyword is not a names. We won't be able to assign it into variable, right? So namespace is, I told you, right? What is namespace? To a variable. That's it. A variable which is assigned, the object was assigned into that variable. That's it. We won't be able to use reserved keyword as a variable, right? So reserved keyword, it's not a namespace. Len we can assign. Int we can do that. These are the namespace, and these are the built-in names because these are the predefined names. And second thing is global variable. That is, I told you, whatever you have defined outside, I mean in a top layer, not inside a function or not inside a class. Got it? A variable which is defined outside a function, outside a class, even in a module. In a module, so here we are. So we wrote our modules. So we wrote a modules. Okay, so here we are defining. If you want to define a variable like a is equal to 10, this is called global variable. If you define out is equal to 0, this is called local variable. Okay, because the access for this out only resides within a function. There is a no scope out. It won't be visible outside your function. You can able to use it only inside a function. That's why this is called local variable, and this is global variable. Means you can able to access inside. This is the difference between local and global variable declarations. Got the difference? Got it? So now I'm going. So I have defined a function that is def sum, right? So what would be the output if I say sum? What would be my output? So go through the function. So this is my function. What would be my output? What would be my output? Are you listening?
Error.
Error. What is the error?
Type error.
Type error. Because what? Why?
Uh, it need one
One argument.
input, but
Exactly. Yeah. So type error, right? It takes one position argument. We are not actually passing it, right? So now I'm going to pass a 3. Now what would be the output? So this is my
13.
function. Pardon? 13. I overridden a. So the answer is 13, right? Now just see the function. So this is my function. Okay. So here when I say I got 13 as output. So here I told you a is a global variable, means I have used my global reference inside my function. It works, right? But INP a is there, but INP is not there because I'm using INP only inside my function. Got the difference? So even it can be a function parameter, or so here I'm going to say without that, define inp is equal to input. I'm fetching from runtime. You all know it will be integer, so it's a string, so I'm converting it into integer, and then return. Actually I said return a plus inp. Okay, print inp. What will happen? So here I have defined my inp, right? So if I print inp, what will happen?
Name error.
Name error, because inp was defined inside a function, not outside. When I print a, you will get it, that is 10. Got it? So when I calling a function, now I'm going to call my function. So it will looking for an input, and I'm passing 50, and it was stored in inp, right? It will, the value will be stored in inp. Sorry, define inp outside. I've overridden inp, right? That's the problem. Now it will work. Now, so here what happened? I have called my function sum. It will actually, this line will be executed, and here I have entered 50, right? The value was stored in inp. So, and finally I got a plus inp, that is 10 plus 50, I got a 60. Now when I print a, the answer will be
10.
10 for inp.
INP will be, that is a type error. We can't print INP.
Type error. Why type error?
Name error.
That
Name
is
error.
local.
Name error.
Name error.
Because,
Name errors.
yeah, inp
Local
was
variable.
defined. Yeah, inp was defined inside a function, so it won't be visible outside. So it will raise name error. That is the difference between local and global variable. So hope you all get it. Now, the second thing I'm going to do is, see, I've defined a, right? Now I'm going to say def sum. Okay, as I did earlier, I'm setting a is equal to, got it? Return a plus 10. Now when I print a, the answer will be
Name error.
why name error? It is already there, right?
10, 10, 10.
Yeah, it is already there. Okay, now I'm going to call my function. Okay, so this line will never execute until I call, right? You all know that I never call, so this line was not executed at all. Now I'm calling my function. What will happen now? When I calling sum, what will happen?
Enter your number.
So it will actually looking for
20.
user input. Yeah, and I need to say something. I'm going to say 111. Then the value will be stored in a, right? And you got a results. What will be the result? The function is supposed to return something
121.
121. Got it? Now I'm printing a.
And
Pardon? It
10,
is
10.
exactly. The reason is inside my function, when I use a, it will be treated as a global variable. Means I can able to utilize my global variable. But here I'm actually modifying my a, but it will never reflect in global, because when you so I'm saying a is equal to, that is, it will be treated as a local variable. It will be reside only inside my function. It will never reflect in a global variable. So global will still look as it is, that is 10, but inside my 10, inside my sum, the a is still what I kept. So now for clear understanding, I'm going to use it once again. Here I'm going to print local A. Got it? Now I'm printing global A. So the global A will be what? The value will never override until we have to override ourselves. So we are not overridden it. So the answer will be
And
10 as it is, right? Now, here I call my function. Looking for some input, I'm saying 13. Now the local was 13. Got it? The local A was 13. It won't take a global reference. So what you have to understand here is the precedence, the more precedence for. So we are all seeing three types of namespace: built-in, global, and local. So the precedent, the major precedence for local. Got it? So if you have a local, it won't consider a global or a built-in. If you don't have a local, then it will actually looking for a global. If you don't have a global reference, then it will looking for a built-in. And if you don't have a built-in namespace, then what happens? Have you understand what I'm saying?
So the global and local which you have defined is not something which is taking it, it's just printing as a string, right?
No, it is integer alone. This is integer. So there is a type was not changed because I have converted into integer. So the answer was concatenated, so added together. So this is my 13 and plus 13 plus 10 is 23. If it is a string, it will be what? If it is a string, what happened? It will be 1310.
No, what I meant was the local and the global.
Okay. So there is no contradict between local and global. So if you say for example, when you say x is equal to 10, when you say x is equal to 1, it will take the least one, right? Such thing, we have already defined a global, but inside a function, I'm defining once again, that is a is equal to something. So what happened inside a function will looking for the major precedence for a local variable. So that is what it means. So function acts always looking for a local reference. If you have a local reference, it will take it without any doubt. So I'm having a local A. So inside my function, I need variable A. Sorry, I mean object, the variable which is referencing object, I need it. So the main preference is for a local. In my previous function, I don't have a local variable. Got it? That's why it took a global reference. If you don't have a global, it will looking for a built-in. If you don't have a built-in as well, what happened? It will raise what?
Name error.
Name error. Got it? So here what I'm saying is the preferences. Inside my function, the main preference for local. In this program, I'm having a defined variable called A. So the function took a local variable. In my previous example, this function doesn't contain local variable A. INP is there, a local variable, it took it, but A, I don't have it. So it took a global reference inside. Got it? So it made a calculation, produce a results. And if I don't have a global reference, it will looking for a built-in. In a built-in, if I don't have a built-in A, then it will raise name error. Got it? Now, here what I'm saying is, it took actually global, but the value was not overridden because it will treat it as a local variable, and the value was terminated inside a function alone. It will never reflect outside. So the global reference still referring 10 alone. So it won't contact with it. Now, in such case, if you want to, so you wrote a function, the result should overridden your global. Then what you have to do? There is a built-in reserved keyword called global will help you out. Now, see, I'm going to say global A. So what happened? Global is a reserved keyword. Global a variable. Global space a variable. So what happened here? If you have a global variable A, it will take your global variable. If you don't have, it will create a new one, and immediately you need to assign it. So next thing, I'm assigning it. So here I'm assigning a new value into it. What happened? This will reflect in global as well. That is a usage of global variable. So global reserved keyword. Now, when I print A, the answer will be am I confused? So what will be the answer?
Right now 10 only.
10, because I never call my function. Now I'm calling my function. So it will looking for user input and I set 45. It is added together. Now when I print a global again, the answer will be
What is it?
it should be 45. Yes, it is. Got the difference? When you use a global, what happened? Inside your function, the variable will be treated as a global variable. If you don't specify, it will always looking for a local. If you don't have a local, it will so it can able to read your global variable. Okay. So function always have a read access for a local, but there is a no write access. If you want to give a write access, you need to say globally. Got it? By default, you can able to read a global variable inside your function. But for write, we don't have. We need to specify globally. So any doubts in this?
Sukiro, Sada Sukiro.
So any doubts? Have you get it? What is global? Have you understand what global reserved keyword actually doing? So this is only for overridden writing purpose. So you want to override your global variable from a function. There we need to specify global followed by a variable which you want to override. That is the usage of global keyword. Got it?
More than just simple doubt. We can state, any variable, right? So
Yes,
why
you can.
exactly this concept of global and local?
Yes.
You can take any variable, right?
Yes. So see,
Yeah.
INP is not there, right? It says name error. Now what I'm going to do inside my function, I'm going to specify INP. Okay. And I said INP. Now when I print INP, what happened? What happened?
Name error.
Name error, because I have not created it. Now I'm going to call my function. When I call my function, inside my function, I kept a global. So it will create a global variable called INP and I'm assigning a value for it. Now when I say INP, what happened?
It will say enter the 23 plus.
23.
No,
23.
because there is
I
no value for INP.
I sent a 23, right? So the value was assigned into INP and in a global variable, INP was created along with a value 23. So previously it raised a name error. Okay. So
No, but that is, see,
Yeah.
even if you don't put the global and let's say that you put everything, you will still have the same thing, right? Yeah.
See
And
here,
yeah,
see that I kept first I will delete INP. Got it?
yeah.
When I say INP, what happened? Actually, I've deleted, right? Now what will happen? When I print
It will just say name error.
name error, because I have deleted that object name error.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to call a function. I called, so inside my function, I'm creating a variable INP along with a value. So the value was 4. Now when I say INP once again, so you understand, say here the value 4 was assigned into INP. That is what it means. Got it? Or if you are still doubt, I'll say so I'll call my function. I'm setting value 3. INP is 3. When I print INP, what happened?
Name error.
Name error. Because INP was a local variable inside my function. It is not a global. If you want a global, I told you, right? Use a global keyword. Say INP. Okay. Now INP will be am I confusing?
Again, it is going to be a name error, right?
Exactly.
Because
Yeah. That's why I'm doing keep on doing that. So for your clearance. Now I'm calling a function. You're looking for an input. I'm saying 67. The INP is 67. Now when I say print INP, what happened?
it will just say 67.
X. That's it. So when I use a global, it will create a variable. It will create a global variable, not a local. When it don't, what happens? It won't create a global variable. It will be kept inside a function alone. You can able to utilize inside a function, and you won't able to use it outside. When you use a global, still what happened? The variable will be created outside, so you can able to utilize outside. After you call a function, when you call a function, the variable will be created outside, and you can start using it. CINP plus 9, you'll get
Sorry,
it.
Mohidin.
Yeah, please.
See, in the previous example, you had put it as global INP,
Yes.
right? Then, when you called print INP, you had deleted INP, so there is no values earlier which was sitting
Yes.
in there,
Yes.
right? So it was pretty much null.
Yes.
So
Not null, nothing.
nothing
What
was there.
exists? Yeah.
Yeah, not exist. So that was the reason why you got the name error, even though
Exactly.
it was global,
Yes.
right? So how, okay, if you do the same thing without declaring a global,
Yeah.
even then it will give you the same thing, right?
Yes. Inside a function. Inside a function, you got an output. That is 3. But outside a function, it says name error. That's why I created a global, and I'm doing the same stuff once again. Now I got an answer. So after calling my function, if you don't call a function, still it was not constructed, it was not created, because you kept it inside a function. It will be, this block of code will start to execute when you're calling a function, right? That's why after I call my function, that object was created and as a global variable, and I'm getting it. Otherwise, still it says the name error. Clear, or am I confused?
No, I'm confused. So what I will do is I will read once more or go through
Yeah,
the
tell me.
recording.
I will go through once again.
No, I will go through it
Okay.
to put it through.
Yeah. So global variable. So if you don't define a global variable, what happened? The variable will be reside inside. If you don't assign, what happened? It will be, if you don't have that local variable, it will be looking for a global reference. Got it? And if you define a global, what happened? This will create a new global variable if it is not exist. If it is exist, it will take it as a reference. That's it. So what happened? This will allow you to override inside a function. If global variable exists, it will allow you to override inside your function. That is the usage of global keyword. Please practice, and if you have doubt, let me know. So otherwise, you will say it will look like confused. But the usage of global is to create and override your global variable. That's it. The usage of a reserved keyword global is to create and override your global variable inside a function. So this term will work only inside a function as like a return and yield. Okay, as like a return and yield, this is also mean for a function. This reserved keyword also meant for a function. That's it. Simple. Got it? That's why I said, so global return and yield is for a function. Okay, and I will move on to this precedence. So shall I move on? Yeah. Yes, Arun Kumar.
ப்ரோ இப்போ நான் டூ ஃபங்க்ஷன் வந்து டிஃபைன் பண்றேன். இப்போ சம் மாதிரி நான் மல்டிப்ளிகேஷன் ஒரு இன்னொரு ஃபங்க்ஷன் டிஃபைன் பண்றேன் ப்ரோ.
Okay, I will
ஸோ
create.
அப்போ வந்து அங்க வந்து
Yeah. Yes.
ஸோ இப்போ அங்க வந்து நான் இந்த குளோபல் வேரியபிள் வந்து அங்க யூஸ் பண்ணணும், இன்னும் அடுத்த ஃபங்க்ஷன்ல யூஸ் பண்ண முடியுமா?
Super.
So, if you want-
That's a good question. So see, I don't have any variables at all. Now I'm going to say, just assume you are actually performing some calculator, right? So by default, you are actually passing two inputs. Okay, and you need to use the return result of sum into multiplication, and you are setting a variable c, a plus b. This is actually returning c. Now you need to perform multiplication. After that, got it? So here, user input, I need to take the result of sum. Okay, when I say return c with inp, got it? Now I'm going to call sum function with my two inputs 3 and 6. The answer will be what?
9.
Answer will be 9. Got it? Now I'm going to do print multiplication as we said. So I need to pass one input, right? I need to pass one input. I'm going to say 5. The answer will be
45.
45. How 45? So how you are actually saying 45?
Name error?
Why
Name
name
error.
Name error.
Because
Why?
we did not define C. We need to specify that is a global.
Which one?
C.
See,
Return C.
now just debug how it is. So you are actually calling this multiplication function. Inside a function, the logic is c into inp. You got inp. Inp is what? 5. But c. So actually, this function I actually looking for what?
A local variable.
Local variable. Do we have any local variable?
No.
No. Even inp also local variable. That is, it's a parameter. It will look like a parameter. And for C, it is actually looking for a local variable. We don't have any local variable. Got it? Second thing is, it is actually looking for a global variable. Do we have any global variable called C?
No.
No, right? And third thing is, it is actually looking for a built-ins. Do we have any built-in with the name C?
No.
No. Then it will raise name error. Name C is not defined. Global name C is not defined. It will raise name error. Global name C is not defined. That is okay. And name C is not defined because in a local we don't have any local. In a global we don't have any global. Right now, if I define C is equal to or this is my sum result. Right, I'm assigning it into C is equal to. Got it? I'm assigning this into C. When I call it once again, will it work or not?
It will work.
It will take your global result. That is the sum of result. That is what? 9. 9 into
5.
9 into 5. The answer is 45.
Perfect.
Now I will delete C once again. Okay. Again it will raise
Name error.
name error. Got it? So I'm going to rewrite my function with global. See? Because I'm not going to define it under C. So what happened? I'm going to override my function. That is, I'm going to rewrite it with global. Global, what? Global?
C equals to
Global C. Global C, not equal to global C. And then I'm going to say C is equal to A plus B. I'm going to return C. Got it? Now, what happened? The answer will be
Name error.
name error. Why?
Because we did not call the
We never call the function. Exactly. We never call the function. So here I'm going to call my function. The answer will be 9. Now C was created. When I multiply, the answer will be 45. That's it. C was created as a global variable. Now you got the difference, Arun Kumar?
Yes, bro. So we can use whenever we declare a global and a variable, we can use it any other function.
Yes. What happened? This will be created as a global. Even you can use it outside. So you can say C+9, you will get it.
Okay. So wherever we can use in the code.
You can anywhere.
As a global.
That is the usage of, that is the difference between global and local. If it is a local, so previously I won't be able to use it, right? I've created as a local. I don't have it. I won't be able to use it outside. I mean anywhere else. But when I use a global keyword, I got a permission to use it outside, anywhere else. Got the difference?
Okay, got it.
If you have a global variable, you can able to use it inside a function. But if you define a local variable, you won't be able to use it outside. Got it?
Got it, bro.
Yeah, super. Okay, we'll move on. I will explain one more topic. Now, I'm going to say if sum return len into 6. Got it? So when I call this function, what happens? So this is looking for this object, right? What will happen? Check the precedence. Understand this logic. So what happened? Do we have any local variable?
No.
For len, we don't have any local variable. Do we have any built-in, global variable?
No.
No. Then the third thing is
Built-in.
built-in. Do you have any built-in for len?
Yeah, we have built-in, but we did not define the value for len.
Yes. So len is a function, right? So len is a function. We won't be able to multiply function with a number. Got it? So what happened? What will happen? It will raise type error. Unsupported operand, because it's a function. You won't be able to multiply function with integer. Now I'm going to define global variable 10. When I call this function, the precedence was changed, actually shifted from built-in to global, because the most precedence is for local and then a global and then built-in. Now we also have a global reference. The precedence is for now the precedence for a built-ins or a global. Have you understand my question? In this state, I got an error because we don't have a local and global. So it took a built-in. So it raises type error. You won't be able to multiply built-in function with a number. Got it? Because this is a function object. This is integer object. As per Python rule, Python is a strongly type. You won't be able to multiply two different data types, right? So now I've created a built-in names with a new variable with value 10. What happened?
60.
The answer is 60. That's it. The precedence moved to global. Now I'm going to got it. The answer will be so I said in a local you can define in two ways. One is defining inside a function also as a parameter, right? Both will be treated as a local variable. Now what will be the answer?
Type error.
Type error, because it requires you need to pass your local variable, right? So it will raise type error. Now I'm passing my input, that is 5. The answer will be will it take global or a local?
Local variable. 30.
Answer will be 60. Sorry, 30.
30.
That's it. 30. That's it. So the precedence again shifted to local because we have a local. If you don't have a local, then it will looking for built-in. If you don't have a built-in, move to global. If you don't have a global, then it is move on to. So now again, I will remove this. Now I will remove this. Now that preferences fall back to global. The answer will be 60. Now I will delete the global also. Now
Type error.
the exact this error, right? That's it. This is the precedence. If you have a local, it will take local. If you don't have a local, then it will move on to global. If you don't have a global, it will looking for a building. If you don't have a building again, it will raise name error. And similarly, if you this fall back and it will move on to local again. Got it? These are the built-in, global, and 3 types of variable definition: local variable definition, global, and built-ins. Got it? Any doubts in this? Are you clear? You're clear? Shall we move on?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, this is the important thing. So we are going to talk about class. So class is a main concept in object-oriented programming. In object-oriented programming, the first principle is object. What is object? So object-oriented programming is an approach. Means I already told you, your your entire programming is depend on object. That is object-oriented approach. The calculator is a better example or best example. So you want to perform some calculation. What are you actually doing? You need to perform some calculation. What are you actually following?
The user input.
You are actually feeding your number, right? Say for example, I'm saying 10. The 10 was stored into some variables and followed by the assigned variable. You're actually performing multiplication, and then it is again stored into variable. Again, a divided by 7. It's keep on performing, right? That is object-oriented approach. Your input was stored into variable. That is called object. Based on an object, you are actually performing your operations. You are defined an expression. That expression going to perform some operation based on your object. That is called object-oriented approach. Got it? So we have several concepts in OOPS. That is, we are actually going to talk about the basic principle for OOPS approach is object. What is object? What is object? What do you understand about object?
A value.
A value? Is it a value? If it is a function, what will you say? A function is a value?
Anything which
That's
can
it.
be reused.
Yeah, that define. That's it. Define inputs. Object is nothing but a define inputs. So in a function, you are actually defined, right? Define a block of code. That's it. Okay. A value also an object, but value is not just an object. Value is also an object. That's it. What user defined or predefined. That is object. The predefined stuff is an object. Okay. It can be a function. It can be integer. It can be a string, etc. That is object. Now we are going to talk about class. Okay. What is class? So what is class? So class is nothing but it's like a blueprint. So it is a prototype. So it's a structure. That's it. Class is a structure. So don't confuse with the function and class. So function is what? What is function? What is function? Because the people are getting confused with function and class. That's why I'm going slowly and differentiating function and class. What is function? What do you understand about function?
Block
Function is a block of code.
Yeah. So function is again an object, and it contains a block of code. The block of code will be executed when you calling a function, right? That's it. So class is completely different from function. Class is a building block. It's a structure. It is a blueprint. It is a template. So you can keep the n number of function inside a class. That's it. Say for example, in this example, this is my construction blueprint. Here, assume first floor is a function. I mean, I created a function called first floor. Inside a function first floor, I kept my instruction. What happened? Bring your requirements, that is blocks, cement, etc., and start building your first floor. In second floor, I'm also giving an instruction. Bring your variable called cement, blocks, tiles, etc., and start building your second floor. I kept both function inside my class. That's it. Okay. First floor is a function. Second floor is a function. First floor contains a variable. Second floor also contains a variable. When I calling this function, the first floor will be constructed. When I calling this second floor was constructed. Both first floor block and second floor block was defined inside my class. Sorry, I got a call. Hello. சொல்லுங்க சார். ஆமாங்க சார். சார் ஆக்சுவலாக தண்ணி வந்து அது டேஸ்டே இல்லை சுத்தமாக. அது வாங்கினதுலேருந்து இல்லை. அது வந்து இப்போ இந்த குரனில் விட்டாங்க. அப்புறம் வந்து இப்போ தான் வந்து இப்போ ஃப்ளிப்கார்ட்டில் வாங்கியிருக்கேன். அவங்கள கேட்டால் அந்த நீங்கள் வந்து இதில் வேர்ல்ஃபுல்ல கேளுங்க அப்படின்னா. ஜனவரியில் வாங்கினேன் சார். ஜனவரி பிப்ரவரியில் இன்ஸ்டால் பண்ணாங்க நினைக்கிறேன். சொல்லுங்கள் சார். மடிப்பாக்கம் மோர் சிமெண்ட் தெரியுமா? அங்கதான் மோர் சிமெண்ட் ஸ்கூல் தாண்டி ஒரு ஒயின் ஷாப் இருக்கும். ஒயின் ஷாப் ஆஃபீஸ் கிருஷ்ணா நகர் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஸ்ட்ரீட். ஓகே. Sorry. So have you understand the difference? So a function is a piece. Got it? But class is a template. So the function is a piece of part of your class object, class. Okay. This is the difference between a function and class. So you can call a class as a template. So just relate. So we are all having certificate, right? The certificate designs look like same for all. How it's getting different? When it is getting different. So see, we are if people like 40 people are doing a course in a in a program like a BE computer science, means all the 40 people will get certificates. Both all the 40 will look like the same. When it is getting different?
Name.
Whenever you changing the name, right? So when you changing the inputs, it will react based on an input. Like when you say first place, it will say this user is got a first place with a distinction, and second place this user got a second class, this user got that class, kind of, right? Depends on an input, it will change. It will change its performance or definition. That's it. Okay. So now the certificate is a class. That means a template class is nothing but a template definition to define methods and variable. That's it. Okay. So in last class we all seen a module definition. Here we are going to talk about class definition. These are the two different definition. So a module definition, there we all define what we have defined, a variable, function, class, etc., right? That is module definition. So we are all with the help of import statement, we import random, use random dot random. Got it? Similarly, in a class, it's a class definition. I'm declaring a class called student. Inside I said name. Okay. When I say student, sorry, name, right? Got it? So this is again a defining idea. That's it. As like a module. In a module, we have seen, we have defined variables, function, class, etc. That is one concept to define your object. Class is another concept. it is again a defining idea. But function is a block of code. It will going to execute your block of code when you're calling a function. But class is not like that. Class is a defining idea. It's a template. Okay, and it contains a more feature. We will see that as I said, it will it going to react based on user input. Okay, so just assume this is a class certificate. In my previous example, I have defined, I have hard coded my, that is, I created a certificate hard coded, that is pre-printed. If I say dotted line, I can able to edit it, right? Similarly, I'm going to say certificate. I'm just giving an introduction. We'll discuss briefly about this.
Mohigan, how
Yeah.
we will differentiate about a module and a class?
Module and
Class.
so once we see in an introduction, I will show you simultaneously what is the difference. Okay, or else you will get confused. Now certificate. So now it will act like user input. So when I say student one, so student one dot name, it will be act for student one. So for student two, I'm going to change my name. Now I'm not changing my attribute, but I'm not changing my attribute. I'll simply change the class, that variable. I'm getting a different. Got it? So it will act like a user input. Okay. So that is. So I will explain in detail. So class is what class means what? It is a template definition to define methods and variable. Just so in each and every concept, just relate with others. Such example. You all know module definition. In module definition, what you are actually doing? We are actually define a variable, function, etc. What happened if it's other user? If in other user, when I call that if they imported with the help of that like first module dot a, they will get this, right? Similarly, when you define a class with your methods and variable, if other class can able to utilize yours. That is one of the OOPS concept called inheritance. We'll discuss in detail what is inheritance and all later class. But today I'm just telling you the definition about class. Okay, because it is difficult to understand, because when you came across other programming language, you may never know about what is class. You will, even I'm also I've seen in class, I've learned class in C, Java and all. I never understand what is class concept. But when I learned class in Python, I clearly understand what is class. Okay, now I can easily crack the class concept in Java and C, because the concept was same. Syntactically, it will differ. That's it. When you understand the concept, you can easily understand the syntactical difference in other languages. So please understand the concept. That's it. Okay. So class is a blueprint. It contains the structure, what it is and how to do it, and what means what are the requirements and what you're actually going to do it. That is function, and the requirements is a variables. That what you're actually going to do is a function. That's it. Okay. So just assume this is a blueprint. I'm going to do a construction. The blueprint is a concept class. Okay. It contains all the requirements. That is a block building. What is the requirement for construction? That is cement, a block, tiles, a block, bricks, etc. Or the requirements, and the instruction, that is a function. First floor function, second floor is an instruction which is going to build, right? That is it's going to execute whenever you're calling it, right? So class is contained all together, like variables, methods and variable. Method is nothing but a function, and variable as like a module definition. Okay, just relate module. In module, we also contain variables along with a function. That's it. Okay, so class is again a definition to define methods and variable. So any doubts? So here we say object is an instance of a class. What is object? Object can be a function and variable, right? So both methods and variable is a object. Object is an instance of a class. Means both function and variable was reside inside a class. If you want to use what happened, you need to say dot. It is this is a variable, right? I'm saying, got it. So this is a function, right? Say stu2 dot this. I'll get it. It's a function. Got it. You can able to access both a function and variable using attribute with the help of attribute. We'll discuss in detail tomorrow. Got it. So object, it is an instance of a class. So don't confuse what is object. Object, don't say object is an instance of class. Object, it's a defined variable or defined inputs. That's it. Okay, that is different. Now inside a class, what is object? Object inside a class, object is an instance of a class, that is defined methods and variables. That's it. So any doubts? So it is a defining idea of object oriented programming. So class is nothing but a defining idea of object oriented programming. If you clear with module definition, you will easily understand what is class definition. We'll talk about class definition tomorrow. So any doubts in definition? Have you understand what is class? Why we need class? We'll talk about why we need class tomorrow. Now we have seen what is class. That's it. Have you understand what is class? I will explain it once again. Yeah. So at least you got an idea, right? What is class? Class, like, yeah. In Python, just relate with the real world name. What is class? So when I say class, you will relate with your classroom, right? You will relate with classroom, right? What you can do with class. So what class contains and what you can do with class. So in a class, students are there, a set of students are there, benches are there, pens are there, notebooks are there, a blackboard are there. That is a variable. What you can do with it? You can start taking classes. Sorry, session. You can initiate a session, and you can perform mathematicals, and you can perform project work in a class. You can do, you can conduct examinations, right, inside a classroom. That is class. Just relate with it. Got it? That's why I said it's a combination of variables and methods. We'll discuss in detail tomorrow. Hope you all get it. What is class concept? This is concept. We'll discuss in detail tomorrow. Any doubts in this?
Yeah, no, actually, class cannot be act as a function, right?
Function is a part of a class.
Part of a class, but class cannot be a function.
Class is it's a concept. Function is a part of a class.
Okay.
We can able to call a function with the help of class. We'll discuss in detail tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. So previously I defined some, right? I kept some function. I call, right? So I created a sum function. It's actually going to return my value, right? So when I call, I got it, right? I'm going to keep this function inside my class called A. Same stuff, but that approach will differ. I have to say like this. I'll change the value even if you get confused. Let's say 200 and 100. Okay. When I say just sum alone, you will get 30. When I say sum what's the result inside a class, you will get this result, 300. You can call a function which is present inside a class. We'll discuss in detail tomorrow. Got it?
Yes.
Yeah. So any doubts in this definition, class definition? Yeah. Are you clear, right? So we'll discuss in detail. So the way what is methods, what is variable, what is here I use self, what is self, and how to create a class, what is syntax and all tomorrow. Got it?
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll see tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maya.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, bro. Bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye. So, Karthi, what do you ask us? Karthi, are you there? Karthi?
ஹலோ சார்
ஏதோ மெசேஜ் அனுப்பிச்சிருக்கீங்க என்னது?
சார் இப்போ நான் வந்து 2 குளோபல் இது இருந்தால் என்ன பண்ணுறது?
என்னது?
வேரியபிள் ஒன்று வந்து பிஃபோர் ஃபங்க்ஷன்,
அவுட் சைட் ஆஃப் ஃபங்க்ஷன், ஒன்று இன்சைட் ஆஃப் ஃபங்க்ஷன். ஓகே.
அதே மாதிரி சேம் வேரியபிள் நேம்ஸ்ல அண்ட் சப்போஸ் வேற நேம்ல இருந்தா.
ஓகே. ஸோ நீங்க சொல்றது எனக்கு என்ன புரிஞ்சிருக்கு அப்படின்னா 2 different global variable, one outside a function, one inside a function. I'm going to say a is equal to 10. Okay. Inside a function, I'm saying global a. Okay, va?
Okay.
A is equal to 100 nu poten.
Okay.
Now, what do you mean by same variable name, different variable name?
For example, a வந்து அங்க இது இருக்கு சார்.
இங்க நான் இப்போ என்ன பண்றேன்னா a plus a போடுறேன்.
ஓகே.
ஓகேவா? சோ இப்போ நான் a பிரிண்ட் பண்ணா எனக்கு என்ன கிடைக்கும்? 10 கிடைக்கும். சோ இன்னொன்னு பண்றேன். குளோபல் a போட்டேன், a 1000 போட்டேன். a is equal to a plus ஓகே இது ஒரு எரர் வரும். இது எரர் வரும். ஏன்னா கன்ஃபியூஸ் ஆகும். ஓவர்ரைட் பண்ணும்போது இந்த இது எங்கன்னு தெரியலன்னு வரும். ஸோ நான் இப்படியே விட்டுறேன். ஸோ இப்போ ஏ போட என்ன வரும்? 10 வருமா?
ஏ மீன்ஸ் நேம்
எரர் பிகாஸ் வெளியில டிஃபைன் பண்ணல. அது ஆக்சுவலா ஃபங்க்ஷன் குள்ள தான் இருக்கு. கரெக்ட்டா? எப்போ வரும்? எப்போ ஒர்க் ஆகும்?
இப்போ நான் ஃபங்க்ஷனை கால் பண்ணும்போது ஏ கிரியேட் ஆயிடு 100 கிரியேட் ஆகும். 100 + 10 110 ரிட்டர்ன் ஆகுமா? எஸ் சார்.
ஓகே. இப்போ ஏ போட்டா
110
புரியுதா? சோ வெளியில ஒரு குளோபல் வேரியபிள் உள்ள கிரியேட் பண்றேன். உள்ள கிரியேட் பண்ணது எப்போ ஒர்க் ஆகும்னா அந்த ஃபங்க்ஷனை கால் பண்ணும்போது தான் ஒர்க் ஆகும்.
சரி சார். நான் என்னன்னா வெளிய ஏ புள்ளி ஏ சேம் நேம் போடும்போது சேம்
அதான். இப்போ பாத்தீங்கன்னா உள்ள ஒரு ஏ போட்டேனா வெளியில போடுறது தான் எனக்கு உள்ள யூஸ் ஆகுது. நான் இப்போ உள்ள கிரியேட் பண்றேன். இப்போ நீங்க சொன்ன மாதிரியே வரேன். குளோபல் ஏ போட்டு கொடுத்துறேன். இப்போ a is equal to
a இல்ல சார்.
a கொடுத்துறேன்.
a இல்லாம
a கொடுத்துறேன்.
சேம் நேமே போடுங்க சார்.
என்ன சேம் நேம்னா?
இல்ல குளோபல் a னு மட்டும் கொடுங்க. அப்ப என்ன வரும்?
குளோபல் a வா?
சேம் நேம் போட்டா
குளோபல் a கொடுத்தா a எடுத்துக்கோ. ஓவர்ரைட் பண்ணலாம் அவ்வளவுதான். இப்போ நான் என்ன பண்றேன்? குளோபல் a கொடுத்தேன்னு வைங்களேன். ஹலோ. எங்க சார்? ஆமா. உள்ள வரீங்களா? கிருஷ்ணா நகர் அது உள்ள வந்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு ஸ்பீட் பிரேக்கர் இருக்கும். அந்த ஸ்பீட் பிரேக்கர் இறங்கணும்னா ரெண்டாவது வீடு ஒரு கிரீன் கலர் பெயிண்ட் வச்சிருக்கு. ஒரு ஸ்பீட் பிரேக்கர் வந்தோம்னா லெஃப்ட் சைடுல ரைட் சைடுல பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு கிரீன் கலர்ல இருக்கும் ஒரு கேட். கிரீன் கலர் பெயிண்ட் அடிச்சிருக்கோம் வீட்ல. 71. நான் வெளியில வரேன். புரிஞ்சுச்சுங்களா இது? இப்ப பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஏ வந்து 10 இருக்கா? ஹலோ. ஏ 10 இருக்கு. இப்ப நான் கால் பண்றேன். கால் பண்ணும்போது குளோபல் ஏ வருமா?
ஆமா சார்.
குளோபல் ஏ வரும். பட் நான் ஓவர்ரைட் பண்ணல ஆக்சுவலா. அத 10 தான் இருக்கும். சோ ஏ வந்து 100 வராது. ஏன்னா சோ இது வந்து ப்ரீவியஸா கிரியேட் பண்ணது. இப்போ நான் வந்து ஏ கிரியேட் பண்ணல. அது ப்ரீவியஸா உள்ள தான் எடுத்துக்கணும். சோ நீங்க ஒரு வாட்டி பிராக்டீஸ் பண்ணி எனக்கு சொல்லுங்க.
ஓகே.
ஓகேங்களா?
ஓகே.
சோ ஆஷிக்
ப்ரோ
நீங்க வந்து ஃபங்க்ஷனுக்கு இம்போர்ட்ல கன்ஃபியூஸ் ஆவறீங்க. நீங்க பிராக்டீஸ் பண்ணுங்க. மேபி நீங்க அவுட் ஆஃப் இதுல இருப்பீங்க. சோ என்ன பண்ணலாம்னா நம்ம அடுத்த வர பேட்ச்ல நான் சொல்றேன். அப்போ வந்து இந்த வித் டாபிக்லாம் பார்க்கலாம். சோ வரி பண்ணாதீங்க. பட் நீங்க பண்ண வரைக்கும் பிராக்டீஸ் பண்ணுங்க. சொல்லுங்க.
ஓகே ப்ரோ. இப்போ நீங்க பண்ண வீடியோலாம் டவுன்லோட் பண்ணி வச்சிருக்கீங்க.
ஓகே பாருங்க. அது
ஒவ்வொரு வீடியோவா பாத்துக்கிட்டு.
சோ நீங்க இங்கிலீஷ்ல பார்த்தா உங்களுக்கு நல்லது. ஏன்னா நீங்க தமிழ் நீங்க சொல்றீங்க. இங்கிலீஷ்ல பார்க்க ஆரம்பிங்க. ஏன்னா அப்பதான் உங்களுக்கு பிராக்டிஸ் ஆகும். ஏன்னா கம்பெனிகள்
okay bro.
இங்கிலீஷ் தான் பேசுவாங்க. சோ அதுதான் நல்லது உங்களுக்கு. நான் வந்து தமிழ்ல கைட் பண்ண ரெடியா இருக்கேன். சோ யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. ஓகே
ஓகே ப்ரோ. ப்ரோ டே 1 மட்டும் பாத்துர்க்கேன்.
சரி ஓகே. அப்படியே பாருங்க.
அப்படியே கண்டினியூவா பாக்குறேன்.
ஷூர்.
இந்த கிளாஸ் அட்டெண்ட் அதுவும் பாக்குறேன்.
ஓகே பை.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. So விஜய் நீங்களும் பாருங்க. விஜய்
எஸ் சார்.
யா ஓகே. பாத்துட்டு சொல்லுங்க.
ஓகே சார்.